You know, there's nothing like cutting it close, is there? But hello there everyone and welcome back to DML. Today we are going to be unlocking the Divine TAIYI ZHENREN Dragon. It is the last hour and 20 minutes of the Divine New Year event. And yes, I am that sort of person to leave it until this late, until we finish the event. I'll be honest, I did do the math and made sure I was going to finish it off. But here we go, this is the final chest. This has been quite a tough event for me. But there we go, Dragon Piece awarded, we'll claim that. And Dragon completed, the TAIYI ZHENREN Dragon is ours. So, yeah, like I said, it was kind of a tough event for me, and again, we cut it very, very fine. We had, what, an extra 300 event currency that we could collect by the time we finished in the final reset. But he is here. We can hatch him if we want to. Although I'm not sure if we have any habitat space quite yet. But Divines, their hatching times is 4 days and 19 hours. Which is a very long time. And we have our TAIYI ZHENREN dragon to hatch, and we have our Nezha dragon to hatch as well. But as you may have heard from my previous videos on him, the TAIYI ZHENREN dragon is actually just a replacement for the Sumo dragon because he's Divine, Shadow, and Light. Because he is very strong. He is the second strongest dragon in the game currently. And, very good overall. So I've said it before and I'll say it again. I may consider using him as my 4th team member when I eventually get to leveling up another dragon, because having 2 divines at your disposal, not at your disposal, what? But having 2 divines at your disposal is actually a super good thing quite a lot of the time. But oh god, I'm finally glad to get that event out of the way. I'll be honest, I was pretty much up all night making sure I didn't miss any resets. This was like the only day that I set alarms for everything. But you know, now that we've got our additional amount of event currency, you know, people have been doing this, but you can just go back and spend all of the rest of what you have on the old tiles because it gives you some extra food and a few other resources that aren't too shabby. Where are the tiles? There we go. We've got like 3 that we haven't done on this level, and we are pretty much already run out of what we have. But yeah, it has been tough. It's definitely been tough. It says we have 1 more tile left. Is it this one? Well, we can't do that fight. That's probably it. Well, we can't finish off that one. Is there a tile that we can spend here? There we go. There we go. Well, that's as much as what we can do, but RNG was not great, like I've said countless times, but we did it! Ugh, good god, I'm so happy it is over. But, like I've been saying, now that this event is over, that is not the end of it. Because now we do have the clan event which has begun, which is one of the siege events where you have to summon siege sprites and attack people. That's not where I wanted to go, I wanted to go here. So we're against Dragonic team. So we have this that is going to be going on this week, but on top of that, do also remember that we have Chapter 2 of the Divine New Year event coming next. And I'll be honest, I have seen some screenshots from Chinese players. I'm not sure if I should show them quite yet, but we've already seen what this new screen looks like with the Ho Yi and some of the dragons that are going to be coming out at that point. So I guess save your gems and everything else that you have. Don't spend them quite yet because you might need them for Chapter 2 and 3 of the event. You know, just pre-warning you. And, you know, in the help section it shows us what to do in Chapter 1 of 3 if you've ever not known how to do something, but it's going to change for Chapter 2. So, you know, we'll go through everything again then, but main rewards for this chapter were meant to be the Nezha, the TAIYI ZHENREN, Erlang Shen Root, and the Ba Zhao Gui Dragon. So, what is that? Is that all of them that we have there? I'm pretty sure we're going to have all of those, and the Erlang Shen. Obviously, we're going to get him in 14 days' time. Or just under 14 days, anyway, because we are not missing out on this calendar event, Dragon. You know, a lot of you have either been saying Quacks had a good event, I had good stuff happening, or I didn't have good stuff happening during the event, I didn't finish it. And you know, even if you didn't finish the event, like I've said before, I hope you at least gave it your best shot. And a good portion of these castle events comes down to how busy you are in real life, or more specifically, how your real life stuff sort of, I don't know, I guess the time frame when you're doing your real life stuff, because obviously these castle events work off of every 6 hours. So for some people, the reset will be at like 3 AM. For some people like me, it's at midnight. And, you know, depending on the hours that you work, or the times that you're out, or whatever the heck you're doing, that can change your chances of whether you're going to finish the event or not. So, you know, rather than getting upset that maybe it doesn't work for your life, and I know that sucks if it just does not fit your schedule. To be honest, I'm a person that thinks the castle events should be easier, because I think having to do 10 days of pretty much permanent grind on events like this, I think is a bit too much. Although, you know, people will say, yeah, well, it didn't take me that long, it only took me 8 days. Yeah, well, 8 days of grinding, doing those fights, and hoping to chest RNGs permanently. I think there are inherent problems with how the castle events are run, and I wish they were a little bit easier, not necessarily for, you know, players that have been here for a long time, because we're going to do them anyway. I want them so that lower, well, not lower level players, but less experienced players have more of a chance. I don't know if they'll ever do that. I don't know how Gameloft feels about that themselves, but I just think, you know, if you look at other games, the things that they do for, like, Lunar New Year, they, bring out some new skins, or they bring out a new game mode, and they bring out rewards that are super easy to get, just to show that you were a part of, you know, that specific year's special event. Whereas in this game, it is like a long-haul grind through a very, very RNG-based, dungeon, essentially. And only people that really know what they're doing get to finish them off, which is the reason I always try and do guides, or at least an initial video where I try and do my best explain how the events work and, you know, the things that you should be doing. Because even though I know for the grand majority of people trying to do the event, obviously they're either not going to watch it or they're not going to take it in. But I'll try and help the few of you that are here that genuinely really wanted to try the event, but I think there's only so much that you can do, especially depending on people's lives. Because some people had a really easy time with this event, even when they were working, but, you know, like I've been saying, for me, just because of the chest RNG that I got in this event, it was super bad. Like, it was very tough, and plus, I didn't have the elements that I needed. So, having to skip so many of the late tier fights really held me back as well. So, for someone like me that knows exactly what they're doing, and, you know, I win almost every single event that I participate in, this was one of the toughest for me by far in recent memory, because I wasn't really away from my home for very much. I don't think I fully missed out on a single reset at any point. I at least got some points from every reset that was available in the event. And, I only just barely did it. Again, an hour left. God, it's making my heart go when I was calculating it. Like, I think I calculated the amount that I needed either yesterday or the day before, and I was like, oh, good God, I need to get 100% of the points from these next couple of resets to, like, ensure that I'm actually going to finish the event, which, you know, that's easy enough. I don't really mind all too much, but crazy stuff. And, you know, it's not for my sake, like I said. I don't want them to be easier for my sake, because this is pretty much as hard as the events are ever going to get at max. because I just got sort of screwed over with the elements. I don't want it for me. I want it for those guys out there that are really struggling because they got too much to do in the day to be on the game like every 2 hours or so, you know? I mean, on the plus side, it does get people more active in the game during these time periods, but it doesn't make people more active doing their normal day-to-day routine stuff, I feel. You know, we don't do anything regarding the Enchantment League. We don't do anything regarding the arena, really, when it comes down to these events, unless you need the extra battle points. So, I think for the most part, you have to cater around the event so much that, like, you get a Dragon of the Week, and you don't even know if you can go for it, because you want to breed the stuff that you really need to breed properly. And that means that if they bring out some cool Dragon of the Week in that week, you get kind of screwed over, you know? So I'm not sure how I feel about it overall. Yeah, 248 extra points. Whew. Oh, God. Let's not even consider that. Well, either way, it doesn't matter how close or not close we were. At the bottom line, we did it. And I told you we would do it. I worked it out. Again, it's always good to do your calculations during these events. It's just simple maths, you know, like I've done before. You just go, what's the max amount I can get from this refill? 3,600 every 6 hours. So that'll take me X amount of hours to finish the event. Do I have that many resets left? Yes. Great. Great. That is as simple as it is. What I also should have been doing is I should have been doing these clan quest things while I was here. Gosh darn it. Well, you know, we'll probably end up seeing chapter 2 of the event. I'm going to assume today, like 8 hours-ish from now, because I remember that last time when we got some early screenshots, it was around 8 to 10 hours before everyone else in the world got it. You know, in comparison to the Chinese player base. I'm not sure. Maybe it'll be a little bit more delayed. And I have reason to believe that the screenshots I've seen are real. But again, I don't want to show them in case there's a tiny chance that they're not real. Or, I don't know, I'm doing something wrong by showing them. But I have seen them. And I do believe that they are real. So just be aware that the chests are coming. So, I highly, highly, highly recommend that you do not waste any of your gems or anything just in case. Again, please don't do it. You don't want to be that person that ends up spending all their gems now on something they don't really need and then really needs them during either the boss challenge or whatever the heck's coming up. So just wait it out for now. It's like how before this event started, people were going, Quacks, what dragon should I use on my team? And I was like, could you please just wait until you've actually done the Divine event to see which dragons you get? Because planning your team before the event, it's like you don't even have the event dragons yet. What if you want to use them? There's no point in pre-planning before you even have the dragons from the latest event, you know? So just be a bit more mindful of that in future. I can't do my food collection because I got 6 hours in there. Perfect hits can go away. I am not about that life. But we've got enough to put in 4 for now, which is fair enough. So I need to remember that this is ongoing while we get everything else. So, you know, clan, I will try not to let you down this week. I'll be trying my best. But you know, as soon as we get some space in our hatchery, which is going to be a little bit of time, I will pop these 2 new dragons in there. You know, I'm very happy that we got the TAIYI and the Nezha. Those were obviously the main priorities in this event. So, you know, if you didn't get them, I hope you can enjoy them with me when we finally hatch them, add them to our divine habitats and all that. But thank you for joining me during all this event stuff and, you know, hearing me moan as I usually do about random stuff in game. You know, I've just gotten to that point where if I'm not moaning about the game, I don't know what I'm doing anymore. You know, I just want the game to keep being good for all players. I don't want it to spiral out of control and be like a a veteran-only enjoyable game that sort of pushes low-level people out. I don't want it to be like that, and I don't want it to be the other way around either, where everything is so incredibly simple that, you know, the long-term players have nothing to do still. So it is a tough little line at the end of the day that I understand the devs have to deal with. But, like I said, thanks for watching, and until next time, I will see you then.